This is Kirby Agudelo, and this video will talk about the things that I learned when recording my latest cover songs. You can watch the latest cover song, Hokiboshi by Yona. It's the link is in the description. For this video, I'll be starting with a bird's eye view on the mixing environment that I used. I am not a professional audio engineer. I use this only as a hobby. If there's anything that you think I can do better, you are welcome to comment on this video. So right now I'm using Ardour. It's an open source digital audio workstation. The concepts I'm using for mixing are the same for most, if not all, of the other digital audio workstations. Let's start with the drums. I don't have a real drum set, so I record only using a software. I'm using Hydrogen. So here's a sample. So that's the drums backing track. If you can see in here, I have put them in a separate tracks, so that will give more flexibility when mixing them later versus having one stereo drum track where all of the instruments are mixed. So right here I have the crash, kick, hi-hat, snare, etc. It's all in separate tracks, so I can mix them easily. Next, I go to the guitars. The song has a main rhythm guitar and a simple occasional lead guitar parts. Let's listen to the guitar parts. So if you look here, there are two tracks. What I did here was to use double tracking. Double tracking means that you will record the guitar twice and then you will pan the track, one to the left, one to the right, so it will give you a sense of a wide sound, not just front and center. So it will surround the sort of saying it will surround the space. So if I play this again, it gives the illusion of having a wide space because your brain thinks that the guitars are in different directions and not totally the same, because if they're practically the same, it will just be like in the center, and that will not give space for the mix for the other instruments. And for the bass, I didn't use a double track for the bass. I just put the bass that was recorded by my friend Marlo. So here's the bass. And then we have the vocals. So the vocals are here. 痛くなるの今すぐ会いたいよだけど空は飛べないからもし私が One of the important parts in recording a good vocals is to have it clean. You need to avoid having extra reverb in the room. So like right now you're hearing the PC fan or maybe the electric fan and some reverb in this room. So it's not ideal for vocal recording if you want to really edit the vocals. What I would do is I would sing in the closet. I just put a blanket over my head or the jacket to avoid the reverberation. I put extra reverb here in the vocals. I put it. Did you hear that? So there's a little reverb. It's located here. That one. There's a track that has only reverb. Anyway, we will talk about that in another video. I'll explain the very basics of mixing. When you're mixing a track, the idea of mixing is to make the instruments not to overpower each other. So, for example, if I put the guitar too loud like this, so if I put the guitars too loud, it will overpower the vocals. It is so you cannot hear the singer. And if I do the same but for other instrument, for example, I use the level of the bass. If I put the bass too low, you can't hear the bass. So that's one of the basic concepts. So about if I put the vocals, if I put it too loud or too quiet. I heard one audio engineer say that the one of the best equalizer is fader or the volume level. So you need to first adjust the levels and then you can proceed to the other mixing techniques. If the levels change rapidly, maybe you can put automation. It can program when the volume level will go up or volume level will go down. You can discuss that in a later video. Okay, so after you already mix the levels, you can now go to the equalization. So you're going to use some equalizer. There's a concept of frequency domains where certain instruments, they can operate in the low frequency like the bass, or the mid frequency like the guitars, and some vocals, and some high frequency instrument like, for example, some percussion instrument or maybe cymbals. Let's go to the bass. Let's solo the bass. This is the bass. I'll put the volume so you can hear. So this is a sample of the equalizer. So you can see here in the left side, there's like a mountain that says it's loud in the left side. So from 20 hertz up to, let's say, 200. So it's loud in that part, and then in here it's not very loud. This is the 500 hertz to up to 5 kilohertz. This is the high frequencies because the bass is the low frequency. It's boom boom boom. If you amplify the high, this part, the high frequency, you will occupy the frequency that is reserved for other instruments. That's why you put the bass in its in a low domain. But you can also just maybe spike up the high frequency of the bass so that you can hear some of the distortion that's used, or maybe some other high frequency, like if there's like if the bass is like overdriven, you can hear some of the resonance of the distortion. Because if you, for example, if you cut it too much, so you cannot hear the distortion. But here maybe you can hear some of the quality of the ringing of the drive. So the overdrive that was used maybe of the bass. So same with the guitar. Alright, let's go to the guitar. In the guitar, it's the same, but the frequency, the loudness of the low frequency is not as much as in the bass. And you can see I put a low cut here in the mids, and then I raise up a bit the highs, because this area in the middle I would reserve for the vocals. So that when you hear the vocals sing, it's in the middle of the frequency. Because if I put the frequency too loud, you can't hear the vocals anymore. It's a bit tight. depends on the music genre. So if that's what you're going for, so okay, but I have to make it too tight so that I can put the vocals in. Also, for example, if you play enough with the equalization, you can change the quality of the sound. So for example, we have here snare. That's the snare drum. But if I change the equalization of the snare drum, this is a different equalizer. If I change, it will change the sound. Equalization can also change the quality and the characteristic of the sound. I think this is already the general overview on the basic mixing techniques that I use. I can show different techniques that I used here in another video. So that's it for now. Thank you very much. This has been Kirby Agudelo. Hope you can watch the cover song video that I made with my friends. We perform Hokiboshi by Yona. It's from the Bleach anime. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.